when you have a problem with sleep and you start getting fixated on it, it becomes even more problematic because now you're like, oh my God, am I going to go to sleep? I really need to sleep. What happens if I can't sleep tonight? The more you think about your sleeping issues, the more they manifest and become worse.
All right. Hopefully you're enjoying a great summer and welcome to another Girls Gone Gritty. We're thrilled that you chose to tune in with us again this week because we have a really exciting day to share with you this July. And girls, I mean, how are we doing so far this summer?
Wet. I just want some sun and fun,
Really?
and I'm tired of it being wet everywhere I go. It's just rain, rain, rain.
Oh, well, I had a blast. I could have used the rain after our color run. So we had a color run, which I thought was the coolest event ever at DD school. Have you, either of you guys,
even done one? But I've seen the aftermath, and your pictures were so great.
So
I actually
fun.
posted them online for anybody that
I know.
Aftermath.
I saw it, but it was really, really cool. And their whole mission is to really bring people together. It's powder. Like my bathing suit's ruined. Dee Dee's bathing suit's ruined, but it's cornstarch and dye, and it's a 5 kilometer. And they basically,
is it like you have water balloons that they?
No, it's powder. You just run and you go to each station and you throw just this little bit of powder on them, and it sticks to you. And then you keep running like a full circle, and then at the end you have a little party. But it's really fun. I mean, we were nailing people with this dye and the color. I mean, it was in your mouth, in your nose. It was, we probably went a little aggressive.
Like it.
You probably weren't supposed to go that deep, but it was just great. And if anyone out there ever has a chance to do a color run, do it. We raised money for the school, which was cool. So, but some raised money for different charities. Look into it. Really fun.
Kids must love it.
Oh, that's so great.
Oh, that was nuts.
Well, and I agree with Farley. I feel like this weather is going to tee us up perfectly though this week for our episode, because all this weather has been wanting us to do is sleep. And we're going to give you better ways to do that and tools to do that. But before we get to that this week, Darian, what do we have for our top 3 this week?
Oh, we have some pretty fun ones going in so many different directions. This one, are gas stations pumping your kids full of heroin with Neptune's fix? It's pretty deep and it's unimaginable.
I think all of us have been to a gas station counter and you see pills that mimic Viagra or NoDoz or, Adderall. But this one takes the cake because it is putting people in the hospital. And we just wanted to put it on everybody's radar.
There's a bunch of different brands.
We have to tell you, it's an energy drink. It's an elixir drink.
Yeah, with thioneptine, for those of you that want to Google search that. But if you look at the 5-hour energy, which are no good for you either, in gas stations where you have your 17-year-old new drivers go in and get themselves a pack of gum and check out what they get and buy. And they have this newfound freedom.
And the packaging is really nice.
It's really, cool. Really nice. And we'll post that on our website as well. But really have a conversation with your young teenage kids, especially the boys out there, about these energy drinks, because they're
teenage, even the younger kids, because it's literally an unapproved drink that has life-threatening side effects.
It mimics it's for depression, anxiety, energy, all of these things, but it's got something very similar to THC in it. Yes. It's got a very similar formulation and some type of a synthetic chemical.
Yeah.
And if it looks that good, it's probably not good for you. But think about Red Bull. When I was sponsored by them years ago, we had the European version, which was completely different than the US version. And if you drank too much of the European version, you felt a little funny, but they've changed the ingredients.
Remember Four Loko? Four Loko was like another supersonic energy drink that was really bad. I mean, it made everybody that I know that ever drank it turn into like a different evil person.
Well, the energy drinks across the board, beware, be wary, make sure you know what your children are purchasing. I would say definitely have a conversation with the kids that drive, because these are showing up all over in gas stations. And that's the takeaway on that one.
The black market energy drink. Coming in at number 2, no tourists welcome. The Backlash begins this summer travel season with epic international water gun fights.
Semi-automatic weapons are being presented to tourists and they're getting sprayed with water because people want them to go home. I kind of want to use some in Seabright as the bridge is being built to just bring the masses. Tell them, Jen, about our population issue.
We just Googled what the population has done since I've been born. And if you look at what our population growth has been since the 70s, it was 3.4 billion in the 70s, and we're now at 8 billion. So the tourism is not going away. The number of people aren't going away. And thanks to social media and our Instagram, everybody knows that the little sneaky spot. Everybody's happy to share with you their like wealth of knowledge and information on the best places to go. And guess what? Everybody's going. So we here are
and this
seasonal.
Is different countries all around the
Barcelona
world.
is fighting back.
Yes.
They are over it. They are spraying tourists and saying, like, go home, with anti-tourist words and imagery.
And using giant, almost looking like a machine gun, water gun, spraying the tourists and trying to keep them away. And the interesting part is that people that were living there that are renting homes, now the landlords are saying, we're not renting it to you anymore. And they're pushing them out of these big cities because they're using it for VRBOs and different rental options for the tourists. The landlords are now not renting to people that live there. They're using it for Airbnbs, and it's really affecting local.
We should probably do a podcast on this, because that is essentially what has really dynamically changed, I think, too, is that at least when we were younger, there would be hotels, and when the hotels were sold out, you couldn't go anymore. And now you have this opportunity for a lot of homeowners to rent out their places during peak seasons, and it's created an influx that the infrastructure was not able to handle.
And
so
think about it. If you're VBROing or Airbnb, the people that are Airbnb their home, they're on vacation too.
I couldn't spit that out before.
But
there we go.
Is also on vacation because their home is rented. So they're utilizing that as their opportunity.
So beware of the water pistol if you're going overseas.
I wonder if the
vacation.
Bezos wedding party is going to get drilled in
1000%.
Venice, Italy, because they're taking over the town.
That doesn't.
I would shoot him with, his
water gun.
head.
With a water gun.
So it would glisten. Yes.
With a water gun.
Yeah.
She hopes that we're going to spray down her chest for a wet t-shirt,
oh, good Lord.
wedding dress test.
Coming in at number 1, NCAA athletes payday someday. Yay or nay, ladies? Yay or nay?
I don't know how I feel about this. I've got kids that could be on the payroll, but I also have women, and they're not in revenue generating sports. So I don't know which side of the teeter-totter I'm on.
Jen, will you give us a little background on this, please?
As we know, the NCAA came through with their landmark agreement to do NILs, name, image, and likeness. And you can refer to our episode back on that. Initially, everybody was excited because there are athletes that have this time period of life where they should be sharing in some of the revenue, especially if they have their moment in the sun and their glory, and it's short-lived. However, according to the most recent court cases, the revenue sharing may not be delineated fairly to everybody. So the women who are largely on Title IX, they are saying that they're not going to get their fair share. And going backwards is really hard to say, in history, like, well, how much did you really contribute to the win? And who should get more? So there's a little bit of a fight that is kind of going to be a TBD.
Because this is honing in on like football and basketball and maybe
sports.
Even baseball. Yeah. Yes. So the sad thing is little small schools
I was about to say
that don't have a lot of recruiting dollars. They could be SOL.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids that are looking forward to playing big time D1, D2, D3, they might not get their opportunity because now people are shopping in the portals for people that already have experience and have developed their game in a real scenario already.
And the ones with the huge alumni base, they're going to win too. I mean,
Yes.
the ones, I shouldn't say huge, the ones that donate a lot of money. I think we'll figure it out in the first week in July when they come and they make this decision. And hopefully they do, because I think that NIL is affecting schools in so many different ways, and only time will tell.
Well, it's going to go back to 2016.
So
My
we'll be
daughter
okay.
played in 2019. Too bad they're not going back to 1989.
Yay!
Farley was playing.
Farley was playing, but whatever. I don't know how I feel about this. I have to read more because it seems like it's going in a lot of different directions too. It's like they're trying to get a lot of things. I even heard that they're trying to get a 5th year of eligibility. And if you're going to grad school, or not because of COVID, we're done with that 5th year,
Right.
But 5th year is even on the table to see if that can be given as well. And I think they're making that ruling in July as well.
Well, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where the NCAA falls in all of this, because they were the governing body and they're supposed to be the ones that are setting the rules. But now, if you give the keys to the car to the corporations and the big money, that will the NCAA be able to have its teeth in any of them, or will people just say, well, you know what, we don't need to be a part of the NCAA? We'll go do our own deal. We're a smaller sport. Like they're talking about track and field and cross country having to cut rosters. Now, meanwhile, those are the Olympians that we need in track and field. Like those are the ones that bring home the gold in other sports. And if we start to eliminate those and they start to leave the NCAA, how will that impact everything else down the line for the United States?
Scary.
So it'll be an
complex.
interesting thing in July to see how this comes out. I agree with Darian on that.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today, ladies? We were talking about sleep.
So it's a nice rainy day and you can take a nap anytime you like. But are naps good for you? We want to know. How is your sleep affected? What are we doing, ladies, to get a really great night's sleep? What are our sleep rituals? What does the science say? We're going to kind of go through that whole conversation today and hopefully give you some tips. And we hope you stay tuned to hear not only our tips and trades on our sleep, but wait for our Got Grit person who's coming at the end of the episode, and Darian will be giving us some tunes for it today.
Well, I'm spending a lot of money to get good sleep, and I'm going to be really honest about it. I've never felt better because I made an investment in my sleep. For those of you that have not heard of Chili Sleep or the Ühler, I am the proud owner, and I did a little research. I found out about this when people were using an Ühler in conjunction with an Oura ring. Now, an Oura ring's $500.
I have one. I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
I've had it since Christmas. I just kept it on my finger. Finally, I was like, forget it. I'm taking it off.
If you have money to spend, and if you are in a bracket similar to us where, I don't know, menopause could jack you up a little bit. People could be not sleeping because of a lot of different reasons, anxiety, bad habits. But
I have anxiety. You have bad habits, too, I guess.
The Ühler goes over your bed, and then your top sheet goes over the Ühler. So basically it's like a mattress pad, and it has a series of little teeny tiny water coils. I have a box on my side. Pat has a box on his side. I control the Ühler on my phone. I can set the Ühler for whatever temperature I desire my bed to be when I crawl into it. I personally like my sheets to be 60, maybe sometimes 59-ish. Pat likes it to be 55. So when you crawl into your bed, your sheets are a perfectly chilly temperature, to the point where I actually wear long sleeves and long pants now. And I used to sleep in just a t-shirt. I get in, I am cold. I settle down because I do have another blanket and I have a down comforter, and I keep everything underneath my covers. But it allows me to maintain the same temperature all night long. And the reason we wake up and go back to sleep and wake up is because we get hot and then we get cold, or we're moving because we are uncomfortable for whatever reason that you don't even understand at night. You are trying to readjust. I don't have to readjust anymore. I'm maintaining one temperature and I sleep so beautifully now. And it comes with a price tag.
I'm gonna have to get that for Didi because she loves it cool, and I hate being freezing.
The Oura tells you, if you're getting good sleep, what type of sleep. Did you get 20 minutes of REM? Did you get 2 hours of?
I haven't even. I have the app. I have it. I wore it, and now it's on the charger. It's been on there for a while. Jeff got it for me for Christmas, but I really do need to use it because the Oura does show you so many other factors, and
if you're
your heart rate and your recovery.
Sick. It's also a Whoop bracelet, which my kids got, and as athletes, that's something that they were required to get. And Abby can tell if she's got a cold coming. She can tell if she didn't sleep well, which to me is a little too much information, because I don't want to walk around feeling like crap because I
don't even know. I don't even know the Whoop.
I don't like all the radiation that is on an Apple Watch or the Ring. I don't like things on me all night, like the radiation. They say if you open your phone and you scroll before bed, it's similar to having 2 cups of espresso. That blue light keeps you up. It keeps your brain going. So if you want to get a good night's sleep, don't scroll at night. That's one really important thing. And then I see it because Jeff, he'll be scrolling all night, and then sometimes he has a hard time getting to sleep. It's supposed to be far away. You shouldn't even have it in your room. I think sleep is super important for recovery. And if you're an athlete, or if you're not, even if you're exercising or just having a hard day, you really need quality sleep. That 8 hours just regenerates your body. And especially if you have an injury, you need to count on those hours because that's when your body pulls itself together. The cells start working and you wake up refreshed. But it's hard these days because you have so much on your mind constantly. So it's nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I some numbers to think about when Darian talks about like the screen time. And I've read this different theory on it's the 10, 3, 2, 1, 0, which I thought this was pretty good. And I can't say that I've been great with this, but as we try to talk ourselves through these things, we want to impart to you that we're working at this every day as well. So 10 hours before you go to bed, no caffeine. That's the 10. 3 hours before you go to bed, no food. 2 hours, no work or high stimulation activities. 1 hour before bed, no screens.
That's too much thinking for me.
And 0 hours, they say, and there's a healthy debate in my house all the time about this, is the snooze. I hate the snooze. 0 snooze. The science says if you're snoozing at home, and my children, for you that are listening.
What do you mean snooze?
Like
hit the snooze button?
No, the snooze button.
The snooze button. Yeah.
To finish your sleep.
I hate when, I hate the snooze button. Jeff loves the snooze button.
No, I never use the snooze button.
When we have to get up, I'm like, if you have to get up at that time, then just wake up.
Right.
Don't snooze because I'm up. I don't go back to sleep.
It's one of the beautiful things that comes with the Ühler. You can set all different programs. So if I know I'm waking up at 7 o'clock, I can do a warm awake. So at 6:45, my bed, if it was
starting to make you uncomfortable,
if it was perfectly maintained at, let's say 58, 59 degrees, whatever your temperature is, it starts going up until about 100 degrees, which is so comfortable. And it just naturally wakes you up because you're getting warm. Mm-hmm. And if you're a little cold and you want to get into your bed, you can also heat your bed up before you get into it, like an old school electric blanket. So
I love that.
Just a couple of perks.
And I don't have the Ühler, but I will say, and it's tough because the difference between what Farley's saying with the Ühler and what I do is my situation affects the entire house and everybody in it. So I set my thermostat to 65.
We do that too.
And I need it to be very, very cold when I sleep. But when I travel, especially if I have people like my mom or my sister in the room, they're like, you're freezing us out. Like they're not at 65.
That's why we travel well
and
together.
Then I can't sleep. So having people around you that are in the same type of sleep patterns that you travel with makes things very.
It's so true. But there's also mental and emotional benefits.
Of course.
It enhances mental memory and learning. It reduces stress and anxiety when you get a good night's sleep because a lack of sleep increases emotional distress. It improves your mood when you get a good night's sleep because don't you hate when you wake up cranky? Every day, our dog Sugar Bear barks at 5:40 and doesn't stop barking till I get up. It affects my mood that day because I let him out and then I sit on the couch and then he licks me and then I'm up. So I have
training who?
It was, oh my, stop. And it also boosts creativity because when you just your brain, when you get that good night's sleep, you just have clarity. And I know a lot of people take a melatonin to go to bed. I can't take it. I can't take any sleep aid at all. I mean, chamomile tea, if my mind is completely racing, they say it's great. But I'm not a good melatonin. You guys take melatonin?
No, magnesium glycinate.
I take magnesium glycinate.
My husband's regular with it. I'm not. I'm a pretty good sleeper. I got to be honest. It's kind of legendary in my house where we drove to Florida and I slept the entire way.
No way.
Like I can sleep well without any assistance.
I sleep sitting up.
So forget it. I have slept sitting up for those of you that know me.
I
can drink caffeine and go right to sleep. You know, it's weird. Nope. I'm very blessed in the sleeping department, and the magnesium glycinate is so great for sleep, but it also keeps you regular. Yeah. So it's like a really perfect combination. You have to find your right combination. And whether it's being cool or whether it's counting backwards, there's all kinds of different methodologies to help you relax and unwind and get out of your head. And some of it could even be listening to natural sounds. Pat and I used to go through a classical music phase where we would just put on music that sounds like rain.
Hot August nights. You could do the white noise app if you go on a trip and they don't have a fan, because we all sleep with fans, which is horrible because once you don't have a fan, you can't sleep. So you download you download white noise and they have the rain, Amazon jungle, or just a fan. So we go away to a lacrosse tournament this weekend Dee Dee goes to sleep. She's like, hey, Mom, where's my white noise? I need a fan. And I went, oh my gosh, bad mom, because I'm training her right now at her age to have a fan. And I need to turn that off, because if you can't go to sleep without background noise, it's, it falls on mama.
Listen, that's the versatility of sleep to begin with. I remember when we had young children at home and everybody would be like, shh, it has to be quiet in the house. Da-da-da's asleep, da-da-da's asleep. And you don't have to. But what you do need to be mindful about is that certain ages need different types of sleep, and being mindful of what restores you personally. So obviously little babies need more sleep. Your teenage children oftentimes need more sleep because of the recovery of physicality and mental stress and the growth. So 8 hours, I think, is a good gauge, but there's certain age groups that need less and more.
I have it right here.
Same.
Yep.
Adults, 7 to 9 hours
Yep.
per night. Teens, 8 to 10 hours per night. Children, 9 to 12 hours per night. And infants, 12 to 16 hours per night. But that also includes naps. I mean, that's a lot of
Toddlers 11
sleep.
to 14 hours.
Yeah. And what do you guys
I
think
need
about
less and
naps?
less.
What do you think about naps?
I love a nap when I need one.
Can't do it.
So
I do sheet karate. I'm like, wah, and I move and I twitch and I
about on the
finally
couch
get up.
when you're-
What about your couch?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
No nap. So you're my dad. My dad was like that. Actually, my whole family is like that. What are you, 2? You need a nap? That's a sign
wish
of
I could.
weakness. And John, my husband, he's the king napper.
Oh, I love a nap. And I don't even, I take a nap when I need one. If I'm on a couch and golf is the backdrop, like yesterday, watching the US Open, and they had a big giant rain delay, but it's calming, soothing. I used to fall asleep when my dad would watch football, or whenever I was a kid, I would fall asleep just because of a comfortable backdrop, and being on a couch listening to the golf
will put you to sleep. Science does say that sleep is cumulative. So catching up on sleep, now, so if you've gone days and days and days, it takes a while for that to normalize. But if you're taking a nap and you're not oversleeping, then that's fine.
When
But
you oversleep, you wake up
too many hours of sleep is not healthy for the adult either.
We can do a disco nap so that we could be recharged for the night.
Yeah.
If I took a 15-minute cat nap, I am good to go. That can recharge my batteries. But I also think that gummies work for some people. I know my aunt has a really major problem with sleep. And when you have a problem with sleep and you start getting fixated on it, it becomes even more problematic, because now you're like, oh my God, am I going to go to sleep? I really need to sleep. What happens if I can't sleep tonight? The more you think about your sleeping issues, the more they manifest and become worse. So the remedies that a lot of people in my life have tried, the THC-less gummies, have been
CBD.
the CBD gummies. If you haven't tried alternatives, melatonin, magnesium, try the CBD gummies. That could be, something that works for you. Everybody's a little different.
Sure.
Some people really like chamomile tea before they go to bed.
I know. And that's what one of my nutritionists said. Every night you should have chamomile tea.
That's
I'm
what
like,
your brother likes.
Oh, I don't want to get up and go to the bathroom. And one thing is, after you have a bender, you sleep great the night you're hammered. It's the next night when you come off the booze, the pads, which we spoke about in a previous episode. That's your worst night's sleep.
Well, I think that
But we could go on.
We could go on and on, but maybe think about what your nighttime routine is. Take some of the tips that we gave today to
create
help
a nighttime routine.
And create. I was going to say,
one.
creating one is really important, just like you did for your child, right? You had a bedtime routine that helped your child go to sleep. So if you're somebody that's having trouble falling asleep, or you'd like better sleep, maybe think about how you would treat your child. We talked about in our last episode how your mom would rub your back and the things that she would say to you. Get yourself in that kind of a sleep routine. Have a great night's sleep.
One more thing to say about the Ühler. I get a lullaby reminder that it's my bedtime, and it tells me what the temperature is of my sheets. And then I start getting excited about getting in bed.
And I sing Dee Dee every night, "You Are My Sunshine," to her. I'll even call her on the phone. And then she sings, and then she goes to bed.
We have an unbelievable Got Grit recipient of the week, and Jen is going to reveal that special human.
So we would like to acknowledge it's a social media phenom who is a teacher. And we only know her by Miss Tracy. And we're going to post this video that's gone viral on many different platforms for her immense kindness, as she represents all of the teachers this year that have done so many things that go unsung and unappreciated. She saw this little boy getting bullied and didn't have shoes, and She gave him these beautiful pair of blue Nikes, and he was so moved, brought to tears. She was brought to tears. And the ripple of kindness that so many teachers do by what they see and what they embody in their everyday, and then taking it to the next level by going in their own pocket and purchasing this what he needed, is what I know so many teachers out there do. So thank you, Miss Tracy, and thank you to all the teachers. We want you to enjoy a beautiful summer. Go get some R&R, get some sunshine, get some fun at the Jersey Shore. Maybe take a little vacay. Watch out for those water guns. And
she also made a comment that was really powerful because he was a respectful student. She said, you get what you give. And that is the reason that she decided to give him these shoes to pay it forward. But it could be the trajectory that changes the course of his life. And she came back to giving him a beautiful compliment and saying that he basically deserved them because of his character.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
And now we have our amazing music that's going to be prophetic and inspiring.
Yes.
And hopefully move you into the rest of your day.
Well, I love when your daughter plays songs and all of a sudden I heard it 10 times in one day and then really started hearing the lyrics. And I was like, wow, those lyrics are incredible. Right now, I think that is my jam. This is going to be one of our mantras. Go back to a previous episode on mantras. We're hitting a lot today. All right. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. All those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. You girls know what it is. I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Hey, take back my life song. Prove I'm right song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song, and I don't really care if anyone else believes me. So it's just gives you strength. If something's going on, I'm like, you're fighting through it. You're just going to fight. Do you guys know what it
Fight
is?
song, and it put her on the map.
Not
And it
Katy
like
Perry?
no.
Wrecking
Rachel Platten.
Is it called Wrecking Ball?
No, fight song.
Oh, I don't know it.
But
It's
she
so
tried
great.
to tap into the music industry for a really long time, and she couldn't, and then she wrote that song, and that was her breakout.
I bet I recognize it.
No,
You
would
Okay.
because it was just one
I
of
love
those
the
days
lyrics.
that I was just
So good.
one of those days you're just like, shit, nothing is working, nothing is going my way. And then I kind of tuned in what Dee Dee was listening to, and I went, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I thought it was meant to be.
Meant to be.
Just
I love
like
when our kids put music on our radars.
it's so fun. But
thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to catching up with you next Thursday. If you have any content ideas, please feel free to send us anything that you want on any of our social media platforms. We are always checking, looking for comments, looking for suggestions, feedback, anything.
And if you're continuing to love the topics that we have, you're going to love next week's, because we are going to go into some craziness, some contemplativeness, and some controversial. It's called conspiracies. What are the conspiracies and what do we think? Thanks
Top
so
10
much.
conspiracy theories.
Peace out.